welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you coming back for episode 3. Hey, let's start off with a shout out. So I would like to give a big shout out to Modeler Man Mike. And of course, Modeler Man Mike is no stranger, I'm sure, to you as well as most people in the YouTube model building universe. He has a wonderful channel with some great model building videos that are just most enjoyable to watch, with a lot of great techniques and just fun to watch as how he builds things and how some interesting ideas for weathering and putting some details into your model building and making them more unique. And I really appreciate that. I always enjoy watching his build videos, find them entertaining, always learn something, and I also find them inspirational. He also has some great videos also, just even how to improve your video editing and video production for YouTube, and I find those helpful as well. And of course, Mike has been instrumental in one of many key organizers of the whole YouTube model building universe here that includes the monthly Hangouts and the Facebook pages and the Google Plus sites and of course he's involved in the model building contest and as a judge and just all the different activities, and of course the e-magazine. So all those things that kind of have helped to bring us together as a YouTube model building community. Mike's kind of had his fingers involved in all that, and I really appreciate it. I think it has been very helpful, and especially since we are so geographically diverse, and it's a great way to have another resource and build some camaraderie. So my hat's off to you, Mike. Really appreciate what you do. Please keep it up, and really look forward to your next build videos. Thank you very much. Been overwhelmed by the positive feedback and the comments and the remarks that I have received from lots of different people ever since I started posting my model railroading YouTube videos earlier this year. I really do appreciate that, and it's very encouraging, and I'm very humbled by the positive feedback. In today's mailbag section, I wanted to highlight one particular question I have received. Was from Train Room Gary. Please check out his channel when you get a chance. But Gary asked me the question, or he goes, "Hi Walt, cool first video." He goes, "Are you a professional videographer, and what editing software do you use? What's the story?" Well, Gary, thank you so much for that question, and appreciate you watching. So to answer your question, no, I'm not a professional videographer, but I do enjoy it. I have done it for quite a long time. It is just another hobby, I guess. But I do use a video editing software suite called Corel Video Studio Pro Ultimate version X5, I think is what it's called, the latest version. I find it's an easy software package to use. Now, I use a variety of actually different packages for different effects, but that's the one that is kind of my mainstay. And I just find it's pretty easy to use. It's got fairly intuitive, but it also has a lot of power behind it to do different things that I enjoy doing. I've used it since it first came out, I think in the late 80s, early 90s, when desktop video editing actually started. And it was produced by a company called ULead. And I came across it and really liked it, even in the early days. It was bought out in 2006 by a company called Corel, and then it has been posted as a Corel Video Studio ever since. But I find it's a reasonable tool and very affordable. Anyway, hope that answers your question, and thank you again, Gary, for asking and checking into my channel. So this episode is going to be the last of this little three-part mini-series about the 2014 National Model Railroad Association Convention last summer that I got to go to up in Cleveland, Ohio. In this part, I want to talk about operations. The special interest group of the NMRA actually organizes some different things for people interested in the operations side of the hobby. And I have to say, I'm a newbie to this. I've never really done prototypical operations, but I've been interested and fascinated by it. I enjoy watching all of you that produce videos on operations. I enjoy watching your videos, but I had never really participated much in it, so was interested in exploring that. The special interest group actually at the convention has a dedicated ballroom, a very large room with a very large sectional layout that is just dedicated for operating sessions, and you can sign up to be on a crew. Unfortunately, when I got there on a Thursday, all the available slots that were remaining had already been booked, so I didn't get a chance to be on a crew, but they did allow me to listen in onto one of the crew briefings and follow along on some folks that were running some trains just so I can learn and observe. In the evenings, the special interest group actually organizes operating sessions on many of the layouts in the Cleveland area that were open for layout tours during the day, and so you could sign up to be on an operating crew. And I did, and was actually assigned to Harley Smith's layout. He has a wonderful layout, though, so we made the trek out, about 50-minute drive outside from downtown Cleveland, and out to the countryside to his farm, and he has a great layout in his basement, very large. It could handle a crew of 20 people, which was amazing. Harley did a great job and made us all feel comfortable, especially for us newbies that weren't quite sure what we were doing. I didn't really want to sign up for anything too tasking, like dealing with a staging yard or anything like that, but I was assigned a nice train called the Stone Train. It's the longest train on his layout, 30 cars of hoppers filled with crushed stone, and it was actual stone. It wasn't just a plastic simulant or something. It was actually crushed stone. So you can imagine a very long and heavy train to operate. And of course I was threatened with the fact that if I had had a derailment, I'd be spending the rest of the evening cleaning up the crushed stone on the layout. So that was a little intimidating, but fortunately we were able to operate the train just fine with a lot of help and didn't have any incidents or anything like that there that were helping kind of go between the dispatcher and helping us figure out what we're supposed to do, since we don't necessarily know where all the call things are, where you're supposed to stop necessarily, because we're just not that familiar with the layout. So that was very helpful and just made it easy. This train, from the quarries to the different industries, and dropping off full cars and picking up empties and things like that was just a lot of fun and got me excited about prototypical operations. I got to shoot a little bit of video of the layout so you could see a little bit of the layout. I did not shoot much of the operating session because I didn't want to be distracted and have a derailment and spend the rest of my night cleaning up crushed stone. But I think I shot a little bit of video to give you a sense of a little bit of the layout. So let's watch that.
grin is coming up this Saturday. And as I told some of my operators, you may have a list, you may not. I'm just about listed out. But that's how I work it. Handwrite on. And Mr. Webster will be in the other room helping. And Mr. Radell, Monday night, handled the little board over there.
That's the way I came from. I can't get there from there without doing.
Well, we have to just come up that
Number one. Is that say number one right there?
My stone drain.
Right now.
And I've.
In other words, the property that they're using right now.
Yeah, I think really, it wasn't about the problem.
I didn't want to go to
Find it? Yeah, it's coming.
Usually goes smooth. Crap on the wheels. Once stop the train, the caboose got a lump on the wheel here. Cool. You guys round so we can head back in this direction, and then there'll be a signal over there. You want to stop short of it. So short of block 5. Well, you're in block 5. Short of, you want to stop short of the signal. You will see above the track. Unless it's green. Okay. You want the local bell?
And that was really my first prototypical operating session, and I have to say I'm really looking forward to the next one. I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Harley Smith for opening up his home and helping us, and that was a lot of fun. And if you ever get a chance to go to an NMRA convention, be sure to check out the Special Interest Group for Operations and sign up for one of their operating sessions. You'll have a lot of fun. Okay, sounds like the train is coming. That's our signal. Our time is up. But thank you again for joining me for this episode. Next episode, we'll launch into a different topic. Please leave your comments, your suggestions, your questions, whatever, down below. I look forward to hearing from you and answering anything that you might have. And we'll see you next time. Keep those trains running on time.